All right, the next definition is going to be number 28, which is blacklist, okay? It's a list of people that should not be hired due to suspicious behavior. So let's say that Mr. Bob, me, I'm working down at the Piggly Wiggly in Church Point, okay? And my boss catches me stealing stuff, and I get fired. Well, the boss could blacklist me, which means he could call all the other businesses in town and tell them, don't hire Bobby Johnson. He's a lying thief, okay? That's called blacklisting. It's actually illegal. You cannot do that. But it still happens every single day, okay? All right, moving on. Nationalize, okay? What's the root word? Nation, okay? National. All right, when the government takes possession of private property or business, y'all, this usually happens in socialism and communism, not in capitalism. What this actually means is the government steals your stuff. So let's say I'm a multi-millionaire and I own an oil company or something like that, or I'd probably be a billionaire if I own that. But the government decides we're going to steal all of the oil companies in America. That's called nationalize. The government steals your stuff and makes it government property. This, taken to the extreme, is exactly what communism is, okay? The government nationalizes everything. The land is owned by the government. The trees are owned by the government. The oil is owned by the government. Basically, the people are owned by the government. All right, next one. Deflation and inflation are two that are closely related to each other. They are opposites. It's one of those types of situations. All right, both of them refer to the value of money. So deflation is like a deflating balloon, all right? The amount of money in circulation decreases like a balloon. When it deflates, the amount of money goes down. Because there is less money in circulation, money is worth more. The less you have of something, the more it's worth. Now, let me give you an example. Let's say that I had to make it the next 100 days with only a limited amount of supplies, okay? All I have is enough food to last 30 days, let's say. That food is very valuable at that point. The less I have, the more it's worth to me, the more I must protect. However, inflation is the opposite. The amount of money in circulation increases, like when you inflate a balloon, and money is worth less. The more you have of something, the less it's worth to you and other people. So if I had to make it 100 days, but I had 1,000 days worth of food, well, I'd probably waste a bunch of it. I wouldn't care so much about it because I have way more than I need. Money's the same way, okay? The less there is of it, the more it's worth. The more there is of it, the less it's worth. Unfortunately, right now, the United States is going through a massive inflationary spiral. The dollar is worth less and less and less, okay? One of my professors in college, his name is Dr. Claude Oop. He told me that in the 1960s, whenever he taught American history at Eunice High School, he made $3,000 a year, and he was saving money. That's because back in the 60s, there was much less money printed, and the money was worth much more. However, today, a teacher might work and make $3,000 a month, which is literally 12 times more. But the money is not worth nearly what it was in 1960. In fact, since this pandemic began, we've had a massive stimulus of over $1 trillion. And the government has printed so much money that since March of this year, okay, and now it's September, since March, your dollar bill in your pocket is worth 10% less than it was in March. Because we've printed so much of it that it has become worth a lot less. In Germany, after World War I, the Germans were blamed for the entire war. And as part of the treaty that ended World War I, the Treaty of Versailles, they had to pay for World War I. So they decided to pay for it. They would just print the money. Okay, the government said that they owed $80 billion in today's money. So the government of Germany decided to just print the money and pay it. Well, there was so much German money floating around that it took an entire wheelbarrow full of money to buy one loaf of bread. That's not just inflation. That is hyperinflation. Hyper meaning very fast, okay? Hopefully, we never have that as a society here in America. All right, the last two definitions for this video. Political platform. All of the ideas a party or politician supports during an election. So if you take all of the ideas that a politician like Donald Trump or Joe Biden believe, these are the things, the ideas that they stand on. Hence the word platform. A platform is something you stand on. Okay? So this is all of your beliefs together. It's called a political platform. Okay? Now, a platform is made of many individual beliefs. And that's where our next definition comes in. A plank, or like a piece of wood, okay? You ever heard of pirates saying, walk the plank? Okay? It's a board, right? A plank is a single idea of a politician or party. So, if a politician has several planks, that makes up his or her platform. Thank you very much.